watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. Today marks the 1 year since the deadliest attack in Israel's history.
Yeah, the militant group Hamas killed 1,200 people and took 250 hostages. All around the world, people paying tribute to the lives lost and protesting the ongoing war. In Tel Aviv, Israelis commemorating the day, making a human chain across the city. You can see on the left side. And back in the U.S., people blocking the streets in Boston and Los Angeles calling for change. Israel's response to the attack has led to concerns of a more widespread war in the Middle East. And back here in the DMV, different student groups holding vigils at the University of Maryland.
But first, UMD tried to ban all events today due to safety concerns, and it was a federal judge who actually sided with the students allowing for these gatherings. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is joining us live there in College Park. And Marielle, has it been a peaceful event across the campus?
Yes, Susan, all the events we've seen have been peaceful today. One of the last ones actually starting to wrap up behind me now. That is a vigil held by the University of Maryland Hillel. But we did see increased security on campus, more police officers. This, as both sides tell me, it is so important to make their voices heard tonight. On McKeldin Mall at the University of Maryland, Students for Justice in Palestine marking 1 year since October 7th with a vigil. In that time, more than 41,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza as Israel retaliates against Hamas for a brutal terrorist attack that day.
We will continue to fight for equality, for justice, for liberation for all people.
Daniela Colombi is a board member for SJP, the group taking the university to court after it tried and failed to ban SJP's event.
It's a danger to the ideal of the First Amendment, right? To create a 24-hour free speech blackout.
The purpose of Monday's demonstration.
It's really, really important that we use the attention of this day to be able to educate our campus community on the human rights violations that are routinely perpetrated against the Palestinian people.
I think they definitely have a freedom of speech to say what they want, but doing it on the 7th, I think is a little bit disrespectful.
For senior Eitan Pomper, the day is personal. His family member, Hirsch Goldberg Paulin, one of the hundreds of hostages taken that day. He was killed by Hamas in August.
They were real people who were affected on October 7th from the Israeli side, and there's real connections to it and real emotions to it.
At a separate vigil across campus, the University of Maryland Hillel honored the hostages lost, calling for a return of those still alive immediately. And I did ask Pomper what he would like to see happen next with all of this. He says, regardless, the most important thing is keeping dialogue and conversations open. He says that's the only way that we'll be able to hopefully one day move out of this peacefully is if people continue speaking to one another. Reporting live from the University of Maryland tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you so much. So much heartbreak there. We're now tracking Hurricane Milton, and for families in Florida, this is now the second major storm in just 2 weeks. And you can see people filling sandbags here as they get ready for the dangerous storm surge. Meanwhile, the governor is prioritizing the removal of debris from Helene so they won't become projectiles.
Yeah, and more urgency seen from those looking to get away from Milton. Wow. Evacuation orders in the Tampa Bay area leading to backups on the highway. Take a look here. This is on I-75 outside Tampa this afternoon. You can see here just miles and miles of traffic there. The governor has even suspended tolls across much of the state to help people evacuate faster. All right, for the latest on the timing and the path of Milton, let's check in now. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
And Janessa, you were supposed to get an update at 8 o'clock. What is it telling us?
We have a stronger storm system, still sustained winds of 180 miles per hour, but it has become really the central pressure has gone down. Now the 5th strongest hurricane on record, folks. And the reason being, we were at a 905 pressure in millibars down to 897. And what that tells us, the center of the storm continues to intensify. And so each update is super important. But at this point, we are just talking numbers where Safford-Simpson scale, it just measures the wind speed, and it's going to continue to be at Cat 5 stage for another 24 hours before transition conditioning going into Wednesday afternoon to 145 miles per hour. Folks, that's just a few miles per hour short of a Cat 5 before it approaches the metro area of Tampa. The latest update has it now in the center of Tampa, not going north and not going south. We still have plenty of time. What this cone tells you is kind of the current path, but it does shrink in size as the storm system continues to get closer. It will run across Florida and then go back out to sea. There's a high on top of us, and so that's going to help it stay out of the DMV. Lots of impacts that are going to be really impacting Florida and parts of the East Coast. What to expect for the DMV? I have that full forecast. It's coming up.
All right, well, looking forward to that, Janessa. Thank you. But Virginia's Task Force 1 is continuing to help communities in North Carolina that's still working to recover from Helene. The team is in Asheville, and take a look. These are photos that are just into our newsroom tonight, and so much destruction there. Also, more than a dozen 911 dispatchers from Northern Virginia, they're headed over to North Carolina as well to lend their assistance to their emergency call centers. Fairfax County officials say that is a team of 17 that will be there for 11 days.
And in the district, a man is facing murder and arson charges for a deadly fire that killed 3 people in southeast D.C. Investigators say he started that fire on purpose. Now, we do want to warn you, the information in this case is disturbing. DC News Now's Randy Bass has the latest developments from the scene.
Officials today describing this as a devastating, deadly case of domestic violence here in the district. The suspect in this case is believed to have been romantically involved with one of the victims in this fire. The other 2 people found dead in this home were mother and son. Police we talked to today say the suspect had already tried to set the house on fire hours before.
Possible domestic dispute. Yeah, we were here last night. The guy tried to light the curtains on fire.
The deadly fire, the last of several calls made to 911 from that 23rd Street address between Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Investigators say the suspect, Robert Simpson, used to live in the home and had been previously romantically involved with victim Jessica Cunningham. 2 other people also living in the home killed in the fire. Margaret and Ronald McKinnon were mother and son. Police say in the days and hours leading up to the fire, there were multiple calls coming from that address. Cunningham also reported a domestic assault involving Simpson earlier in the day, telling officers he almost killed her.
What makes this even more tragic? People were doing the right thing. People responded, worked very hard, and still the outcome's terrible.
New court documents in the case detail what they believe were her pleas for help when the fire broke out, screaming and struggling to breathe, saying, "He came back. The house is on fire. He came back." Police say they canvassed the area for about an hour when the assault call came in Sunday morning, but didn't stay at the home. Police Chief Pamela Smith today explaining the decision not to stay at the home even after multiple calls came in.
But we also put our folks back in service until we can find some other identifying information or circumstances that requires us to place someone at the home. I mean, we just wouldn't just sit officers at a particular location for an extended period of time.
D.C. Fire Chief John Donnelly today saying the district has not seen a triple fatal fire like this in almost 15 years. A judge in this case ordered Simpson to return to court again on November 8th. In Southeast, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Disturbing details there, Randy. Thank you. Now to an update to a story we first brought you last night. Police are now charging a D.C. man in connection with the death of a 5-year-old in Northwest. DeAndre Pettis is facing a charge of cruelty to children. Details are still limited tonight, but we're going to stay on top of the story and bring you the very latest as soon as we get them.
Also happening in the district, a meeting was held today to discuss a program created to prevent gun violence. There are concerns about which groups are receiving grants from the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement. It comes after Council Member Trayon White was accused of accepting a bribe in exchange for securing city contracts for violence interruption programs. Many taking part in the roundtable saying the city needs to have better foresight.
We don't have any lack of proposals and plans in this city. What we lack is vision and implementation and strategic coordination. That's what we lack. So if we're going to see a way forward, it's put the plans that we have in place.
The council expects to receive an update on funding for the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement for 2025.
New details tonight in Maryland. Montgomery County is a step closer tonight to installing 3 of these noise cameras that are designed to quiet down noisy cars in neighborhoods. Yeah, our Max Marcilla breaks down the issue and also the early push from some homeowners to bring the cameras to their streets.
There are certainly a few roads here in Montgomery County where you might hear those modified mufflers or exhaust systems with some regularity. And now that a county council committee has moved forward with a bill that would bring 3 noise cameras here to the county, well, there's already discussion starting about where they should go. To some, it's not only a nuisance, but it's also illegal. And soon Montgomery County could be cracking down on cars going above 80 decibels by using technology.
That's really good news, and we really appreciate that.
The bill took another step forward on Monday, exciting news for several neighbors on Domer Street in Tacoma Park who wrote a letter lobbying the county council to put one of the noise cameras here at the intersection of Domer and Flower Avenue.
So right at the border of Silver Spring and Tacoma Park, so maybe we can cover both jurisdictions.
Another neighbor who did not sign that letter says it would be something she supports because she hears loud cars daily, though she doesn't view it as a necessity.
People need to acknowledge that their vehicle are noisemakers, and that does bother for example, here the neighborhood, people at home. Well, during this time of hour, they're resting, they're coming home from work, they want to relax to start, winding down for the night.
I'm happy to hear that because we need it.
There will likely be competition if the bill is passed. Back in July, we heard from neighbors near Georgia Avenue who want cameras there. And this map shows there are a few hot spots for noise-related traffic warnings and citations. Now, the first violation after being caught by a noise camera will be a warning. The second, $75. The pilot program, of course, if approved, will last through June of 2026. Reporting in Tacoma Park, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.